Hi, I'm Vinay. I'm a third-year medic and I'm on the Activities Committee. I'm here to talk to you a bit about sponsorship. Sponsorship is a great way for your society to supplement its funds throughout the year without having to solely rely on membership fees and the development fund. It's important to start thinking about sponsorship as soon as the new committee is elected, so that you're ready to apply over the summer, because that's when most companies allocate their sponsorship budgets. Ideally, you'll have one person who's in charge of looking for potential sponsors, as this will ensure consistency across all applications. It doesn't have to be a sponsorship officer, but could be your treasurer or your secretary. It's useful to plan your activities for the year early on so that you can think about when you might need potential sponsors. Think about what you actually want to be sponsored for. For example, if you want t-shirts, it's probably easier to go to a t-shirt company rather than trying to ask for money for the t-shirts to be printed. When looking for potential sponsors, think about pre-existing relationships within the society as a whole, but also personal connections from individual committee members. For example, if you hold your socials regularly at a venue, they might be willing to sponsor you. It never hurts to ask. But equally, if someone on committee knows someone who works in a big company, that's already one foot in the door. Additionally, try to find a company that is actually related to what your society does. In most big companies, the sponsorship officer is part of the recruitment team, and they're looking to build relationships with graduates they could potentially hire. When you've identified companies that you want to approach for sponsorship, you'll probably have to go through their general inquiries email, unless you have a specific contact already. If you don't hear back within a couple of weeks, maybe send a follow-up email. But remember that these big companies are getting thousands of emails every week, so don't take it to heart. Once you've identified the companies that are going to apply to, you'll want to include who you are as an individual, what your society does and its aims, what you want to get out of the sponsorship, and also how you can benefit the company that you are talking to. For example, if you're a large society or holding a well-attended event, you can offer the company exposure and publicity. It's also good to include membership numbers and demographics, as some companies might be looking to target specific audiences. Also, you might be able to sell space in your newsletter. However, you cannot sell your mailing list to the company, as this is against GDPR regulations. If you want to, you can ask KCLSU for a letter confirming that you're a ratified society. It's useful to include a plan of your events for the year to whoever you're contacting, as they might want to sponsor you for something other than what you're applying for. Once you've secured sponsorship, you'll have to draw up a contract. You can either use a template that can be found in the sponsorship guide on the KCLSU website, or your sponsor might want to draw up their own. Once you have the contract, you'll have to send it to the activities team just so they can make sure that everything's in line. Once you hear back from the activities team, you'll need to fill in the sales invoice request form, which can be found in the sponsorship guide on the KCLSU website. Then send this to the finance team, who will draw up an invoice and send it directly to the sponsor, CCing you in. Once the invoice is drawn up, the funds will appear in your account straight away. You don't have to worry about chasing up your sponsor. KCLSU will do this for you. However, if they do not pay, then the funds will be taken back. If you don't manage to get sponsorship, don't be disheartened. It's definitely a learning curve and you'll get better with more experience. Good luck with finding sponsorship, and don't forget, if you don't ask, you don't get.